If I had to change just one thing about myself, what would it be? It's a huge question, right? For me, after a lot of thinking, the answer is pretty clear: my tendency to procrastinate. I know, it might not sound like a big deal, but this one habit has secretly shaped so much of my life, from my grades to how I feel day to day. So today, I want to take you on a journey with me as I unpack why I procrastinate and imagine what life could be like without it. First off, let's get one thing straight. Procrastination isn't just laziness. For a long time, I thought it was. I'd beat myself up, thinking, why can't you just get it done? But the truth is, it's way more complicated. It's a mix of fear, perfectionism, and sometimes, a total lack of motivation. For me, it looks like this. I have a big task, and instead of starting, I put it off until the very last minute. In that moment, it feels good, like a little relief. But that feeling is a trap. Soon enough, the deadline is staring me in the face, my anxiety is through the roof, and the work I finally submit is just, okay, it's not my best. The temporary comfort of avoiding the task is never worth the stress and disappointment that comes later. The real root of it, I've realized, is a desire to avoid the discomfort of a hard assignment, or worse, the fear of failing at it. And just understanding that has been a game changer. So, what would happen if I could actually change this? The impact would be massive. Overcoming procrastination would give me a real sense of control over my own life. I'd be more productive, way less stressed, and I know my mental health would thank me for it. I've seen glimpses of this already. On the rare days I'm proactive, my self-esteem gets a huge boost. When I finish a project with time to spare, I not only feel relieved, but I also have the mental space to be creative, to refine my work, and to actually feel proud of what I've accomplished. I know that being more disciplined would help me build a more confident and resilient version of myself, creating this amazing positive cycle of growth. Of course, wanting to change and actually changing are two very different things. It's hard. Old habits die hard, and procrastination is a really stubborn one. There are days when the siren call of social media, or just staring at the ceiling, is way more appealing than my to-do list. On those days, it's easy to feel defeated, like I'll never break the cycle. Another huge challenge is finding the right balance between being kind to myself and holding myself accountable. It's a tightrope walk. If I'm too hard on myself for slipping up, I just feel worse. But if I'm too lenient, I never make any real progress. It takes a lot of patience and honest self-reflection to find that sweet spot. So, I've started trying out some strategies to fight back. One thing that's really helped is time blocking. I literally schedule out my day in chunks: time for work, time for studying, and just as importantly, time for rest. It creates structure and cuts down on the temptation to drift. Another game changer is the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, I do it immediately. No excuses. It's a simple trick, but it's amazing how it breaks that initial resistance to getting started. And when my motivation starts to dip, I try to focus on the long-term rewards: less stress, better work, and that incredible feeling of accomplishment. It also helps to have a support system. Telling a friend or family member about my goals creates a sense of accountability. Sometimes a gentle nudge from someone who cares is all you need to get back on track. Through this whole process, I've learned that self-improvement isn't about becoming perfect. It's about being intentional. Just admitting that procrastination is a weakness is a brave first step. It requires being vulnerable, but it's the only way to open the door to real transformation. I've also learned to be patient with myself. Change is slow, and there will be setbacks. The key is to celebrate the small wins and learn from the stumbles. And finally, this journey is personal. A technique that works for someone else might not work for me, and that's perfectly fine. It's all about experimenting, reflecting, and adapting to find what sticks. When I close my eyes and imagine a version of myself who has conquered procrastination, I feel so inspired. This future me is disciplined but not rigid. They handle their responsibilities with ease, leaving plenty of time and energy for their passions, for creative projects, for just hanging out with friends and family without a cloud of guilt hanging over their head. That person isn't just more productive, they're happier, more confident, and more at peace. It's a powerful reminder that this isn't just about ticking boxes on a to-do list. It's about building a better life. So, yeah, procrastination is the one thing I'd change. This journey of self-awareness has been filled with reflection and hope. By understanding its roots, facing the challenges, and using practical strategies, I'm slowly but surely learning to grow. It's an ongoing process that takes patience and effort, but the payoff, less stress, more confidence, and better work, is worth it. The goal isn't to erase our flaws, but to understand ourselves better and strive to be the best version of who we can be. And embracing that journey with honesty and determination is a powerful thing. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe for more thoughts on personal growth. See you next time.